Merry Meet Annie here. I'm so excited that we're coming up on the season of Imbolc. This year I'm so ready for it. Some years I go into the darkness and I just want to stay there. You kind of have to prod me, tease me to get me to come out. This year, I swear I'm ready to bloom. I've done a couple of videos in the past on Imbolc and I'll link them below. I'm not even sure they're my better videos on this channel. When I look back over my videos, I see times when I wonder where my passion was. I know it was there, but in the moment, man, it sure doesn't show in some of those videos. I'm not going to touch on those videos directly again, nor on the lore and the history of the Sabbat. What I have in my reflections for the day are the notes that dedicants will recognize because part of our session on the Sabbat of Imbolc was these expanded a bit. Specifically, the consideration of some of the contemporary themes of the Sabbat. One is inner receptivity. This aspect of Imbolc is the fertile nature that lies within us, our ability to dream, to envision a way forward, and to create. We look outwards in response to what intrigues, prompts, and calls us. And most importantly, we pay attention to what rises up within us in response to that. Another theme is reforming. It's the time of individuation, of each thing separately becoming, and the honoring of each thing's experience of uniqueness and authenticity. Nothing appears out of nothingness. We're not so individuated that we stand that alone. Everything rises from what came before. There has to be fertile ground, whether that's the land we live on or the thoughts and the ideas we hold. We arise from the seasons that have brought us here and what we have learned from them, just as it will be in nature the power of each thing to come from what came before, but then rising in its uniqueness, holding within the memory of its source. There is the theme of increasing light, illumination, and warmth. I'm starting to notice the shifting into longer days here. In the seasons of Mabon and Samhain, we sought into the shadows within ourselves. The ever-increasing light during the length of the season of Imbolc asks us to look not for shadows, but for what shines within us. We explore the beauty that is part of us and that will become what we offer to the world. This illumination isn't to seek that which is hidden, is to allow light to reflect from the sparkly bits that reside within us, to acknowledge the glory within. We experience the warmth within that will become an ever more bright flame of who we are becoming. There's the theme of fire in the head. Imbolc's the season that begins to put expression to the dreams that began in the season of water and began to take form in the season of earth. It's the passion, desire, and drive to do something about them. To write, to sing, to paint, to dance, to satisfy our soul's desire when it comes to creativity. It's the time to take time to notice what of us is wanting to be given expression and uninhibited to do so. Imbolc is about freedom outside of expectations. If I had a favorite thing about this Sabbat, this would probably be it. A bit of the air that will fully arrive at the Sabbat of Astara now surrounds us. We breathe in everything that life has to offer. We'll decide before long what we'll exhale into that. But for now, we simply open up and take everything in. This is our childlike willingness to totally experience the wonder in life. We're free from expectations at this point. The expectations of others, although in time we will explore who we are in relation to them. And we are in a way free from our own expectations of ourselves. This time is for experiencing and for noticing what rises within us. It's an expression of ultimate freedom. Another common theme for Imbolc is purification. It's a tradition in the season to consider purification as a spiritual practice. This act is not about shedding of old things and old ways, and we should have attended to that in prior seasons. It is, though, noticing what we have so intentionally preserved during those seasons. The things we decide that matters, honoring them. We declare, what I have chosen to hold on to is worthy of my blessing. I honor it as sacred and the purest essence of who I am. Imbolc is also the possibility of the beginning of a new cycle. One of the greatest mysteries of Imbolc is that within the wheel, cycles repeat. And within our lives, cycles repeat. But then along comes something that is brand new. This new cycle may be one that goes on to repeat, or maybe one that has a purpose for a certain length of time. It's one that rises from the cycles that brought us to this moment, but it spins off into a reality of its own. At Imbolc, we consider what is being born again, but we also consider that which has not to this point seen the light of the day and perhaps needs to be with us for a reason or season, if not an enduring cycle. What aspects and themes would you add to the description of the possibilities of the season of Imbolc? In that season, I wish you mirth and reverence. Merry part.